The discovery was made entirely by chance by a staff member at the University of Aberdeen, who was browsing a collection when he came across it. It is a small 5,000-year-old piece of wood, now divided into several pieces, that is highly significant because of where it came from, the inside of the Great Pyramid in Egypt. The object was first found in 1872 by engineer Wayneman Dixon when he explored the Queen's Chamber at the famous monument. It was later donated to the Study Center in 1946 but was later lost. The Dixon relic lost artifact inside the Great Pyramid older than the pyramid itself. It was precisely the assistant Abir Eladini who made the discovery while conducting a review of the articles found in the Asia collection of the aforementioned Scottish University. Eladini, who is originally from Egypt and worked for 10 years at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, cross-referenced to determine that it really was the object they suspected. When I checked the numbers in our records in Egypt, I knew instantly what it was, and that it had indeed been hidden in plain sight in the wrong collection, he said. I am an archaeologist and I have worked in excavations in Egypt, but I never imagined that it would be here, in the northeast of Scotland, where I would find something so important to the heritage of my own country. It may be just a small piece of wood which is now divided into several pieces, but it is very significant given that it is one of the only 3 elements that have been recovered from the interior of the Great Pyramid, he explained. The other 2 items found by Wayneman Dixon were a ball and a hook that now rest in the British Museum in London. Only the piece of wood was missing. The university collections are vast, there are hundreds of thousands of items, so trying to find it has been like looking for a needle in a haystack, Eladini explained. I couldn't believe it when I realized what was inside that box of neutral-looking cigars. Restrictions imposed to stop the spread of COVID-19 delayed the dating of the rediscovered cedar fragment. However, recently the results have been returned and show that the wood may be dated to sometime in the period 3341 to 3094 BC. This is said to reinforce the theory that, regardless of what they were used for, the so-called Dixon relics date from the Egyptian 4th dynasty, and are not artifacts left behind by people exploring the chambers in modern times. But the dating is also surprising because historical records assure that the pyramid was built some 500 years later. Finding the missing Dixon relic, lost artifact inside the Great Pyramid, was a surprise, but the data from carbon dating was also a great revelation. They show that the pyramid is even older than we had imagined, said Neil Curtis, Director of Museums and Special Collections at the University of Aberdeen. This may be because the date is related to the age of the wood, perhaps the center of a long-lived tree. Alternatively, it could be due to the rarity of trees in ancient Egypt, which means that wood was scarce, prized, and recycled or cared for many years. Curtis believes that scholars will now debate its use and discuss the possibility that it was deliberately deposited as it happened later during the New Kingdom, when the pharaohs tried to emphasize continuity with the past by burying antiquities with them. This discovery will certainly reignite interest in the Dixon relics, and how they can shed light on the Great Pyramid, concluded Curtis.